Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to
All right, ladies
say
and
it.
gentlemen, hello and welcome to the Caiden Cowger program, broadcasting from West Virginia. It is great to have you with us. So, today the Electoral College is going to be voting for the next president, and liberals actually think that there's a chance of Hillary Clinton winning. It's not going to happen. I mean, many of these electors are forced to vote for the candidate that their state selected. So, Donald Trump has to be, by law, elected by these electors. Now, the Constitution is not completely clear on it. However, that's what the states compel them to do. They have to vote for how the people voted of their state, okay? Well, you have a lot of these electors, nevertheless, that are being harassed by members of the liberal left, and they've been receiving threats. We have an article here from Politico where they are being harassed. Members of the Electoral College have been completely harassed by phone calls and hate mail. Many report receiving death threats. It's absolutely insane. And in an article from the Washington Post, in a last-shot bid, thousands are urging the Electoral College to block Trump at a Monday vote. We even had a bunch of Hollywood stars coming out and advocating for the Electoral College to completely ignore the regulations of their state, completely ignore what they're supposed to do by law, and vote for Hillary. Or not vote for, just don't vote for Trump. I mean, guys, it's absolutely pathetic. And then, you know, if by some chance Trump ends up getting more, which it's going to happen, Trump would get more, electors than Hillary, but it would still be less than 270. It'd just go to the House of Representatives. And then guess who's going to, select the president there? It's going to be the Republicans. So Donald Trump will still win. All right. But what they're basically trying to do, if it would come down to that, is make it out like Trump is illegitimately serving as president. So they have that as basically a talking point to run on in 2020. But I want you to think for a minute and consider this. If the Electoral College would by some chance end up nominating or electing Hillary to be president, do you honestly think that the American people are going to stand for that? Because every single Democrat that is advocating for the Electoral College to elect Hillary Clinton as the next president is basically calling for a civil war. Democrats want a civil war if they want that to happen, because that's exactly what would take place. And I'm just going to tell you, you Democrats out there, all you wacko members of the liberal left, it's really not a very good idea to do things to incite civil war, especially when your opposition would be a bunch of people that collect guns for fun. I'm just saying, all right? But it's absolutely pathetic that we have all of this garbage going on about how they're trying to completely take over this election when, the way that this country was designed to operate was meant for the American people to elect their next president, all right? And here we have the Democrats trying to completely overrule democracy, completely trying to do away with it. They don't care, and they're trying to get the Electoral College to, throw Hillary in there. And here's the thing that I want to also bring up to you guys. Did you know that Hillary Clinton won the popular vote back in 2008, and Obama lost the popular vote? Did you know that Obama lost the popular vote in 2008, and Hillary won the popular vote? Yeah, that was during the Democratic primary. Obama lost the popular vote. Hillary had more popular votes than President Obama. And you know what? The Democrats, they didn't care. We didn't hear this, big talking point thing about how you have to win the popular vote. No, it wasn't that at all. It's not the popular vote that counts. It's the electoral vote. And the Democrats lost the electoral vote. Well, anyway, let me go ahead and get that for you. Let me get the primary results of 2008, because I want to give you the exact number here. All right, you had in 2008, with President Obama versus Hillary Clinton, President Barack Obama received 17,584,692 votes. Hillary Clinton received 17,857,501 votes. Hillary had 48%. Obama had 47.3%. So Obama lost the popular vote. However, he won more contests and he had more delegates than Hillary. Democrats didn't complain about that, now did they? No. So Hillary won the popular vote back in 2008 in the Democratic primary. But you know what? She still wasn't the nominee. Why wasn't she the nominee if Democrats highly favor the popular vote so much? I'll tell you why. It's because they didn't care at that point in time. So now here we have Hillary that, once again, won the popular vote, but lost the electoral vote to Donald Trump. And now all of a sudden Democrats are so concerned about obtaining the popular vote. Okay, sure. Well, that's just a talking point for them to try to make it out like the Republican candidate that won the election is illegitimately serving. That's all that this is about. And it's going to fail. I mean, for crying out loud, you look at the turnout for Donald Trump compared to Hillary Clinton, all right? There were a lot of people, and arguably, that were supporting Trump, okay? He won the electoral vote, which means that he's going to be the next president. Now, the reason why there is electoral vote, if you look at the number of counties that Trump won, I mean, he completely won that in a landslide. Now, if you take the high population city areas, it's, of course, those tend to lean more liberal, so he lost those. But the point is that the Electoral College was basically developed to balance out the land, to balance out the population. Okay, because if we solely relied on the popular vote, there would be absolutely no point in campaigning throughout a state. All that you would have to campaign are the locations such as Detroit and, New York, the major city populations of that state. The rural areas don't matter, okay? Well, Trump went out and he was campaigning wholeheartedly, and he ended up conquering Wisconsin. He won Michigan. And, guys, the thing is that why did Hillary lose Wisconsin? Why did she lose Michigan? When they began to recount all the votes, Hillary still lost. As a matter of fact, Trump started gaining votes. So the thing is that her husband, Bill Clinton, won in Michigan, won in Wisconsin. Wisconsin hadn't voted Republican, I believe, since 1984. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing, the results that came out during this election. But the thing is, she could not carry the states that her husband carried. So considering that, Michigan, which is predominantly a Democratic state with regards to presidential elections, the same with Wisconsin, she couldn't carry him. And the reason why is because she was an absolutely horrible candidate. But the thing is, and this is something that I really have to stress, it's funny, the liberal left keeps talking about how Hillary was the true person elected in this election. The liberals keep talking about how Hillary actually was not responsible for her election loss, that it was the Russians, that it was fake news, all of this other stuff. So the thing that I have to question, is Hillary going to run in 2020? I mean, if it wasn't her fault, why not have her to run again? What's to stop her? If Hillary was truly if it truly wasn't Hillary's fault, then why doesn't she run again in 2020? Go up against Donald Trump. I mean, I would not be surprised if Hillary would make the decision to run again. Because, I mean, guys, if it's not her fault and liberals are coming up with every reason under the sun, be it fake news, be it, be it, the Russians, all of this other stuff, if something goes wrong, blame the Russians. I mean, what's to stop her from running again? Nothing, because it wasn't her fault. So therefore, I guess that means that Hillary should be the Democratic nominee in 2020. Because she was she illegitimately lost the election. That's what we're being told anyway, right? So I guess, yeah, sure, go ahead, Hillary 2020. I guess she'll be going up against Kanye. But this entire thing is just absolute garbage. You have Democrats that are belly aching, still cannot take it that Donald Trump won the election, beating Hillary Clinton. And it's absolutely hilarious because the thing is, guys, is that, with this entire elector thing, some of these Democrats really have their heart set that this is the last shot that they have, that they could very well win this election through the Electoral College. You even have Hillary that's acting like she's still campaigning out there. She had a meeting with her past donors, and this was, I forget where it was. I think it was in New York or somewhere. And you had all of the grand poobahs there of her campaign, including John Podesta, her little running mate, Tim Kaine, that no one really knew or cared about. So, I mean, she's still making her rounds out there. From what many of the donors described to various news outlets, it was more of a solemn wake that was taking place. It was a wake. It was a funeral. So, I mean, guys, Hillary, it's really just absolutely pathetic. And they really think that there's a shot. SNL was even mocking that on their Saturday Night Live skit. Maybe Hillary is, going out to different electors and begging them to vote for her or just not to vote for Trump. Some of them really think that there's a shot of Hillary getting this thing through the Electoral College. It's not going to happen, all right? Donald Trump is going to be the next president of the United States. They were elected. And then we have, and here's the thing, and I want to play this for you. It's of John Podesta. John Podesta was on NBC News, and this guy has connections to Russia. Everybody knows it. The guy is, he's really just a fraud, okay? And he was working with Hillary Clinton as her campaign chairman. Well, anyway, with his connections to Russia, remind you, with his connections to Russia, he's now saying that he truly believes, clearly, that the Russians intervened in this election, and that is why Donald Trump won and Hillary lost. Listen to this.
That, which would contradict 17 other intelligence agencies. Joining me now is the man himself, John Podesta. For his first interview since the presidential election. Mr. Podesta, welcome back to Meet the Press, sir.
Good morning, Chuck.
Let me start with this question. Do you believe this was a free and fair election?
Well, look, I think the Russians clearly intervened in the election, and I think that now we know that both the CIA, the Director of National Intelligence, the FBI all agree that the Russians intervened to help Trump. And that, as they have noted this week, NBC first revealed that Vladimir Putin was personally involved with that. So I think that people went to the polls, they cast their votes. Hillary Clinton got 2.9 billion more votes than Donald Trump, but Donald Trump is claiming the Electoral College victory, and tomorrow the electors will get to vote.
You didn't answer the question. Do you believe this was a free and fair election?
He wouldn't answer the question. So that was John Podesta on NBC News. Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, this entire deal with the Russians interfering, there isn't any evidence for it. There is no proof that the Democrats have presented that the Russians have. There isn't any evidence. They just keep using this regular talking point. And to be completely honest with you, this is merely just a talking point that is meant to deceive people into believing that Republicans are illegitimately occupying the White House now, that the Russians interfered, that the reason why the Republicans won this entire deal and why the Democrats lost because of foreign interference. There isn't any evidence to suggest that. And the thing is, I'm just trying to figure out what evidence could there be of voting machines being hacked? Because, like I said, if that's the case, then just do away with electronics were somehow manipulated. Well, when they did, what states did they do all this, garbage in? Because if we go to Wisconsin, these different other states where they were doing election recounts, what took place? You had Donald Trump that was actually gaining more votes. And during a recount, it has to be hand by hand. Well, here Trump was winning again. So what evidence do the Democrats have to suggest that there was Russian interference? And another thing, why would a sophisticated country like Russia not leave digital fingerprints on a server because they're way too sophisticated, according to the FBI, but all of a sudden when it comes to interfering with the election, they leave footprints. They leave fingerprints. It doesn't make any ounce of logic whatsoever. And that's because this is just a Democratic talking point designed to make Republicans look bad. As a result, it's manipulation. I think that the American people are going to see that.
Fighting liberalism one lie at a time.
You're listening to Caiden Cowger on the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
It safely eliminates stress and anxiety. It makes commuting, driving your kids around, or driving a truck more fun. It makes gift shopping easier. It's Happy Driving Stress Reduction, a revolutionary patent-pending tool that works while you drive. Find Happy Driving Stress Reduction on iTunes, Amazon, or Google Play. Make life easier. Buy Happy Driving Stress Reduction today.
You always want to look your best, but you don't always have time to deal with a necktie that won't cooperate. That's where we come in. Introducing the Never Tie, the only necktie that you never have to tie. Each Never Tie comes with a tie and 2 removable knots that you simply slide on and adjust for your comfort, giving you the perfect look every time. Choose from over 20 stylish designs at thenevertie.com. Enter promo code RADIO1 for discount.
Go get your copy of Prelude to World War III, The Rise of Islamic Republic and the Rebirth of America. World War III Series Volume 1, available in paperback and Kindle edition on Amazon by the authors James Rozone and Miranda Watson. By the 2020s, America was no longer a world superpower. The military had been cut to a bare-bones level, and while the U.S. was focused internally, the door opened for new powers to emerge on the world stage. In the wake of this power vacuum, China.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas.
For your free inventor's information, call 1-800-441-7922. That's 1-800-441-7922.
Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting the value of gold and silver to increase. That's why you need our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group offers gold and silver for direct delivery and will not be undersold. Call now. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is a company that deals with investing in precious metals such as gold and silver. They've been in business for over a decade and have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been featured on Fox News, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Reuters, Fox Business, Financial Times, and Forbes magazine. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. They also offer various ebooks on investing in gold, such as the Definitive Gold Guide. So once again, if you're interested, you can call 1-800-932-4108. That's 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja is a company that specializes in slashing debt. They deal with various debt problems such as tax debt, debt settlement, debt consolidation, student loan debt, credit repair services, and bankruptcy. That is 1-800-826-1132. Now, their company, the Debt Ninja, operates on a national level and have worked to fight the IRS for many of their clients. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-826-1132. That is 1-800-826-1132. Once again, that is 1-800-826-1132. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program.
You're listening to the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
Now, I think that is a valid question. If the Russians are responsible, or fake news is responsible, or the Russians or a video is responsible for Hillary losing this election and Donald Trump winning, then what's to stop Hillary from running again in 2020? If it's not her fault, why not have her to run? Why not have her to, go up against Kanye? I don't know. Why not? Yeah, sure. Go ahead. I mean, we have Joe Biden that's running, and he's, almost in the grave anyway. He's a lot older than Hillary. Why not just throw Hillary back out there again? Maybe she'll get her seizures settled down by that time. I mean, guys, if she did not lose this election due to anything that she was responsible for, if she was not responsible for her loss, for her failure to win the White House, then why not run her again in 2020? Make her the Democratic nominee. I think that's a valid point to make. So, perhaps we can see the Clintons again. 90's making a comeback in 2020, and then we can have so much fun when Donald Trump beats her again. That'd be great. But I tell you guys, it's really, I wouldn't be surprised if the Democrats would be stupid enough to do that again. Or if I guarantee you the mainstream media probably would eat that up. They would love that. Hillary is making a comeback. And that will be the biggest mistake that the Democrats could make if they would decide to do that. But I'm just saying, it would not surprise me at all if something like that would occur. And I just think it's funny if it would happen. That'd be great. But anyway, guys, we even have Julie Pace on CNN saying that there's no good answer for Obama on Russian hacking or the Clinton campaign. Go ahead and listen to this.
Like they related to her. Speaking of Hillary Clinton, she spoke to donors this past week, and we're circling back a little bit to the whole Russia hack, but in a different, more political context. She spoke to donors the past week, and she said, yes, Putin did this, and he did it because he doesn't like me.
We're also learning more every day about the unprecedented Russian plot to swing this election. And this is something every American should be worried about. Vladimir Putin himself directed the covert cyber attacks against our electoral system, against our democracy, apparently because he has a personal beef against me.
The more they learn about this, some Democrats say, Mr. President, you had this intelligence. Mr. President, you knew this at least in September. Why weren't you more open about this? Why didn't you try to help Hillary Clinton if this was happening? The President at his press conference saying, not my job.
I wanted to make sure that everybody understood we were playing this thing straight, that we weren't trying to advantage one side or another, but what we were trying to do is let people know that this had taken place. Imagine if we'd done the opposite. It would have become immediately just one more political scrum.
Yeah, sure.
It was interesting there because the president was saying they did issue a statement in September, the intelligence agency saying this had happened. It was pretty straightforward. It's happening. We believe the Russians are responsible. We believe it goes high up in the Russian government. It didn't say we think they're trying to tip the thumb for Hillary Clinton. And the president didn't talk about it. He didn't add it to his campaign speeches. Hey, Russia's messing with our elections or something like that. The president also defended the FBI.
Yeah.
And James Comey, the FBI director, this just a day or two after John Podesta, the Clinton campaign chairman, wrote a vicious, harshly worded op-ed in Dan's News Post saying there's something wrong at the FBI and it needs to be cleaned up. If you're a partisan Clinton Democrat, you probably didn't like what you heard from the president there.
And you're seeing some of those frustrations from the Clinton supporters starting to be aired in public right now. It's fascinating to think of a split between the Obama and Clinton factions. Again, there was no good answer for Obama in this situation. He's right. If he had weighed in more aggressively against Comey and had pushed the intelligence agencies to make a determination about why the Russians were doing this, he would have just been torn apart. And it could have had the effect of energizing Trump supporters even more. So I think he probably made the right decision as president. But again, if you're a Clinton supporter as a Democrat, it's huge frustrations right now.
And I also think to the point of, mentioning the Podesta op-ed, look, there were federal investigators who tried to warn the DNC, senior officials at the DNC, repeatedly that there were hacking attempts. And they did not heed those warnings or take any steps to do anything about it and improve their security until months later. So there is culpability on multiple fronts on this point. But I think, the overall we are past the election. Donald Trump is going to be president, and I think that, nobody's trying to push back on that at this point, but Russia is still attempting to hack U.S. political institutions. This is not a problem that is going away, and we now have a president-elect who is not acknowledging that, and two, who made a habit of questioning whether the election was rigged, and is now has evidence that, whether they were doing it because it was a personal beef against Hillary Clinton. U.S. intelligence seems to think it's more likely they want to send our elections into chaos, or at least make people think that they are chaotic as an attempt to undermine our democracy. That's a serious problem. It's surprising to not see a president-elect talking about this. It's surprising to not see an even louder chorus of Republicans talking about it.
Well, they will, I think, once we get into January, once we're through the transition, we're in a new administration, especially a certain group of Republicans are going to be vocal. We'll see if the new president comes along with them. A footnote before we go to break. Just want to show you a picture. We have had.
So there you have it. That's what's being said on CNN, that Republicans are not acknowledging that Russia hacked the election. And quite frankly, I think that Republicans mainly at this point in time are waiting to see the evidence, that they're waiting to get in there to look everything over for themselves. Because, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. If Obama knew that the Russians were involved months before this election, is he really going to use that as an argument? Well, we don't want people to think that we're trying to sway the election one way. No, or not. No, he doesn't care about that. The reason why I'm saying that is because he would want Hillary to win, right? So it shouldn't matter. Whatever it is. He wants Hillary to win. He wanted Hillary to win. So therefore, what does that mean? That means that Obama is going to do anything that he possibly can to get Hillary in there along with the Democrats, right? So, you want me to tell you what I think? We'll see what happens in January. We'll see what happens when Republicans take over everything. But I think it would be very interesting if it would turn out that, there wasn't any Russian involvement in this entire thing. That was just a big little talking point thing by the Democratic Party that they ran to last minute to try to make it out like Donald Trump is in there because of, Vladimir Putin. It's absolutely outrageous. There isn't any evidence that's been presented other than the Russians hacked the election. That's all that's being said. And I'm not buying it. I really don't buy it at all. And guys, I tell you, you got to be careful, because just because the Democrats are saying that the Russians hacked the election does not necessarily mean that it took place. And it's really just quite beyond me about how some people are completely buying in to this narrative. Because we even have Julian Assange that's saying that the emails were leaked. Julian Assange came out and said that the Russians were not involved. The Russians had nothing to do with any of the information that went to WikiLeaks. So, who was involved? He said that there was a leak. What's a leak? A leak is when someone from the inside contacts WikiLeaks, contacts whoever, and provides insider information that they're not supposed to that news organization or information organizations like WikiLeaks, okay? So, by that information being leaked, that doesn't insinuate that the Russians were involved. It insinuates that there was somebody from the inside that contacted WikiLeaks, sent them the information, and they exposed the Clintons. That's what took place, okay? So don't buy this media narrative that the Russian government is responsible for everything. And if you also notice, if we go back to how the Democrats were responding to a lot of the stuff that was coming out that was making them look, dirtier than sin, they would not deny any of it. They would just say, we're not responding to hacked information. We're not responding to anything that has been involved in a hacking that took place. That we don't have to respond to that. Well, they didn't deny that, that stuff was going on. They just said, oh yeah, that was compromised. Did you say that? Everything was compromised. They didn't deny it. They didn't verify it, but they didn't deny it. And if they don't deny something, then clearly if something's false, you're going to say no. If something is false, you're going to deny it.
Some say he's the next Rush Limbaugh.
I tell you, this kid's got 90% of Rush's venom with only 10% of the biomass.
You're listening to Caiden Cowger on the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
You always want to look your best, but you don't always have time to deal with a necktie that won't cooperate. That's where we come in. Introducing the Never Tie, the only necktie that you never have to tie. Each Never Tie comes with a tie and 2 removable knots that you simply slide on and adjust for your comfort, giving you the perfect look every time. Choose from over 20 stylish designs at thenevertie.com. Enter promo code RADIO1 for discount.
It safely eliminates stress and anxiety. It makes commuting, driving your kids around, or driving a truck more fun. It makes gift shopping easier. It's Happy Driving Stress Reduction, a revolutionary patent-pending tool that works while you drive. Find Happy Driving Stress Reduction on iTunes, Amazon, or Google Play. Make life easier. Buy Happy Driving Stress Reduction today.
Go get your copy of Prelude to World War III, The Rise of Islamic Republic and the Rebirth of America. World War III Series Volume 1, available in paperback and Kindle edition on Amazon by the authors James Rozone and Miranda Watson. By the 2020s, America was no longer a world superpower. The military had been cut to a bare-bones level, and while the U.S. was focused internally, the door opened for new powers to emerge on the world stage. In the wake of this power vacuum, China.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas.
For your free inventor's information, call 1-800-441-7922. That's 1-800-441-7922.
Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting the value of gold and silver to increase. That's why you need our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group offers gold and silver for direct delivery and will not be undersold. Call now. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is a company that deals with investing in precious metals such as gold and silver. They've been in business for over a decade and have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been featured on Fox News, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Reuters, Fox Business, Financial Times, and Forbes magazine. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. They also offer various ebooks on investing in gold, such as the Definitive Gold Guide. So once again, if you're interested, you can call 1-800-932-4108. That's 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja is a company that specializes in slashing debt. They deal with various debt problems such as tax debt, debt settlement, debt consolidation, student loan debt, credit repair services, and bankruptcy. That is 1-800-826-1132. Now, their company, the Debt Ninja, operates on a national level and have worked to fight the IRS for many of their clients. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-826-1132. That is 1-800-826-1132. Once again, that is 1-800-826-1132. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program.
You're listening to the WCNR News Network, where America comes to talk.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Caiden Cowger program. You're listening to the youngest syndicated talk personality in the country, as named by Talkers magazine. It is great to have you with us. So, we have some great news for you students out there. A little late for me. I'm a senior in high school this year, but this is out of Reuters, New York. Apparently, Republicans are going to be making it a priority to fight Michelle Obama's school lunch program. This is absolutely fantastic. I got to tell you, the school lunch that we've had to deal with is absolutely awful. I mean, I remember going all the way back to freshman year. Specifically, I forget what it was that we got. It was some type of just pink mush. We took a picture of it and passed it around quite a bit. But it's some of the stuff that they give kids at school is absolute filth. It's disgusting. It's awful. It makes you want to vomit, but it looks like someone already did on your tray. I mean, it's bad, okay? And it didn't always used to be that way. And sometimes it's not the cook's fault because they know how to cook good food, but because of the health requirements and because of the dumb nutrition requirements that Michelle Obama decided to implement because she's such a thin thing. They tried to make it so you have all of these different regulations that you have to fall under pertaining to school lunch that's served at public schools. It's stupid. Well, anyway, according to what we have here, when President-elect Donald Trump and a Republican-controlled Congress take over on January 20th, lawmakers are expected to take aim at what one of them has called burdensome new rules on food. School lunches and menu labeling standards are likely to be among the changes that may come under fire. Trump, a self-professed fan of junk food, has not been explicit on what he plans to do with the food policy, although he campaigned for the November 8th election on a broad promise to undo regulations on business. Now, from what we're understanding here, there's a very, very good chance that school lunches are going to be edible again. This should be really exciting to kids. I know that would definitely help Trump out with the teenage youth vote. 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds are going to be loving him. But I tell you, it needs to go back. The food is inedible. It's absolutely horrible. They need to fix it, all right? I mean, I even, their little genetically modified apple bits. I mean, it tastes horrible. I mean, I ate one, like there was this one pack of, cause I always bring my own food. I don't like depending on the government to feed me. But I remember eating these little apple bits. They were, or apple slices or whatever. And I tell you, the aftertaste after those things, oh my gosh, it was absolutely horrible. I mean, it didn't taste like an apple. I mean, I've eaten apples before. I love apples, all right? Love Granny Smith personally. But the thing is that those little apple slices did not take like apples coming back up, okay? I'm just saying, but something needs to be done. Republicans, definitely get on, the ball with that because a lot of kids are really going hungry at school. They don't feed you enough the way that it is. And sometimes that's the only thing that kids, eat in a day is what they receive at school. But something has to be done about that. And if you change the nutrition requirements, actually making food edible again at school, the kids of America will definitely thank you. Because it's just really bad. Ugh. It's awful. I don't even like thinking about the aftertaste that I got after those apple slices, but my goodness. It was bad. But anyway, guys, so that's what we have here. Michelle Obama, good riddance. That's the thing. If Michelle Obama would ever run for president, she would never get the youth vote. We'll always remember her for, making our school lunches awful. But another thing, Michelle Obama is, a matter of fact, in the news. She decided to go on CBS this morning, Michelle Obama. And she decided to say that we're feeling what not having hope feels like. Go ahead and listen to this. This is Michelle on CBS.
Your husband's administration everything, the election, was all about hope. Do you think that this administration achieved that?
Yes.
Oh.
I do.
I do.
Because we feel the difference now.
Yeah.
See, now we're feeling what not having hope feels like.
Oh my gosh.
You know, hope is necessary. It's a necessary concept.
You loser.
And Barack didn't just talk about hope because he thought it was just a nice slogan to get votes. I mean,
yes,
he and I and so many believe that what else do you have if you don't have hope?
Yeah.
What do you give your kids if you can't give them hope?
Oh my God.
You know, our children respond to crises the way they see us respond. You know, it's like the toddler that bumps his head on the table and they look up at you to figure out whether it hurts. And if you're like, oh my God, they're crying. But if you're like, you know what, babe, it's okay. It's okay. And I feel that way about the nation. I feel that Barack has been that for the nation in ways that people will come to appreciate.
So wait a minute. According to I want to analyze this for a minute. According to Michelle Obama, or Michelle My Belle Obama, as Rush would put it, a toddler is not going to cry if they bump their head on the table unless you, are you okay, honey? No, if it hurts, and they're going to be crying. I'm sorry. This is, oh my gosh. Keep playing it.
Having a grown-up in the White House who can say to you in times of crisis and turmoil, hey, it's going to be okay. Let's remember the good things that we have. Let's look at the future. Let's look at all the things that we're building. All of this is important for our kids to stay focused and to feel like their work isn't in vain, that their lives aren't in vain. What do we do if we don't have hope, Oprah?
What do you do if you don't have hope? You vote for Donald Trump, and that's exactly what happened, and that's why America did. Guys, I got to tell you, this is the dumbest thing. So the Obamas don't have hope. Once again, she is no longer proud of her country. We heard that back in 2008. Michelle Obama said, for the first time in my life, I am proud of my country. That was on February 18th, 2008. Listen to this.
Let me tell you something. For the first time in my adult lifetime, I'm really proud of my country. And not just because Barack has done well, but because I think people are hungry for change.
So she was never proud of her country until that specific point in this nation's history. Never proud of her country. Well, now we're finding out that she's no longer proud of her country, that we're living in a nation that doesn't have hope. So, I mean, guys, for the first time in a long time, people actually have some hope. For the first time in a while, America actually is optimistic about the future of this country. And if you look at the research and the polling, it'll back that up. So, no, she's wrong. America, this is what hope feels like. We actually have a chance to prosper again after the horrible years of Obama. People do not like Obama. The thing that this woman and that Obama, President Obama, that they don't understand is that they're awful. They are awful. I think that Obama is so arrogant that he thinks that he's one of the best presidents that are out there. But the thing is that the American people looked at Obama and they looked at Donald Trump and they looked at Trump as an alternative. How do you understand that? How do you believe that? Okay. Well, you have Republicans that maintain the House. They maintain the Senate. What does that mean? Well, that means that it was a rejection of liberalism. Republicans are in both the House and Senate, and they also have the presidency. So, in other words, President Barack Obama, along with Hillary Clinton, were responsible for the Trump victory. So, no, America actually has hope. It's just that now they have hope in Donald Trump and in the Republican Party, not in the Democrats, because the Democrats have failed time and time again, and they're tired of it. That's actually what's going on here. Now, of course, they're going to completely reject that. It's the Russians, it's this fake news, it's all this other stuff. The Democrats are not responsible for their loss in their minds.
Caiden Cowger. Keeping America straight.
You're listening to Caiden Cowger on the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
It safely eliminates stress and anxiety. It makes commuting, driving your kids around, or driving a truck more fun. It makes gift shopping easier. It's Happy Driving Stress Reduction, a revolutionary patent-pending tool that works while you drive. Find Happy Driving Stress Reduction on iTunes, Amazon, or Google Play. Make life easier. Buy Happy Driving Stress Reduction today.
You always want to look your best, but you don't always have time to deal with a necktie that won't cooperate. That's where we come in. Introducing the Never Tie, the only necktie that you never have to tie. Each Never Tie comes with a tie and 2 removable knots that you simply slide on and adjust for your comfort, giving you the perfect look every time. Choose from over 20 stylish designs at thenevertie.com. Enter promo code RADIO1 for discount.
Go get your copy of Prelude to World War III, The Rise of Islamic Republic and the Rebirth of America. World War III Series Volume 1, available in paperback and Kindle edition on Amazon by the authors James Rozone and Miranda Watson. By the 2020s, America was no longer a world superpower. The military had been cut to a bare-bones level, and while the U.S. was focused internally, the door opened for new powers to emerge on the world stage. In the wake of this power vacuum, China.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas.
For your free inventor's information, call 1-800-441-7922. That's 1-800-441-7922.
Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting the value of gold and silver to increase. That's why you need our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group offers gold and silver for direct delivery and will not be undersold. Call now. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is a company that deals with investing in precious metals such as gold and silver. They've been in business for over a decade and have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been featured on Fox News, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Reuters, Fox Business, Financial Times, and Forbes magazine. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. They also offer various ebooks on investing in gold, such as the Definitive Gold Guide. So once again, if you're interested, you can call 1-800-932-4108. That's 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja is a company that specializes in slashing debt. They deal with various debt problems such as tax debt, debt settlement, debt consolidation, student loan debt, credit repair services, and bankruptcy. That is 1-800-826-1132. Now, their company, the Debt Ninja, operates on a national level and have worked to fight the IRS for many of their clients. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-826-1132. That is 1-800-826-1132. Once again, that is 1-800-826-1132. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program.
You're listening to the WCNR News Network, where America comes to talk.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
So Facebook is going to start labeling fake news. I guess if you're a user on Facebook, they're going to give you the option to report a story that you believe is inaccurate, and they're going to have two different organizations, one of them's ABC News, to investigate that content and then label it fake news if necessary. Well, anyway, here's the thing that I really want to remind you guys. It's a truth about fake news. A lot of liberals believe that these news organizations favor Republicans. And that's actually what's being used as to blame for Hillary losing this entire election. Fake news. Fake news is responsible for this. Now they're blaming the Russians. But anyway, they're saying that fake news is responsible for Hillary losing the election, Trump winning, because of all the content out there that is not, legitimate that was going around on Hillary and the Clintons. For example, like Bill Clinton arrested after being caught in the middle of a child sex ring. Okay? Stuff like that. Although that could be a future headline. We never know. But anyway, the thing is that I really want to present to you guys is that there was an article that was released last year, back in November, from NPR. And NPR actually decided to conduct an investigation into fake news. And they found that many of these fake news websites are being owned by Democrats. They're owned by Hillary supporters. And we have various other news organizations out there that have conducted the same investigations, and they found the same exact thing. These websites that are putting out content that is allegedly supposed to be favoring conservatives are owned by liberals. So really what we have going on here, the truth about fake news, is that these are websites, as stated by their owners, designed to make conservatives look bad by presenting fake headlines and fake stories that are not easily believable. But the thing is that there are so many gullible people out there that apparently they are being believed. So to sum all this stuff up, what fake news predominantly is nothing more than failed liberal satire. They tried to produce satire to make Republicans, to make conservatives look bad, to make them look stupid, and people, as a result, believed it. And they're saying now that is responsible for Hillary losing the election. Now, I don't believe that is solely the case for Hillary winning. I don't think it really had anything to do with Hillary winning, or with Hillary losing. I think that what took place is that people just don't like her. They do not like her. They're fed up with her. They think that she is as corrupt as you can possibly get. She's dirtier than the devil. That's why she lost. But they're trying to look for somebody to blame. But the thing that's absolutely hilarious is that while liberals were using this fake news stuff to make conservatives look bad, they actually made themselves look bad. And now they're saying that their own activities caused them to lose the election. That's really what happened here. If fake news is legitimately responsible for Hillary losing this thing. So, guys, I'm just telling you the way that it is. This entire garbage pertaining to fake news outlets is, it's really just gotten out of control. They're looking for somebody to blame. And of course, Democrats are never at fault. They do everything right. So it's either Russia or it's fake news that caused them to lose. Or maybe a video. We'll find out here in the next few months how that goes. But, it's just dumb. It's completely dumb. They are always looking for something other than themselves to blame. They're never responsible for anything, and it's simply not true. America is tired of the Democratic Party, and as a result, what ended up happening was that they lost the election. So, guys, they're desperate. They are extremely we've seen that in the past several months, how desperate they are. In this month and last month, they've been protesting. They've been going ballistic. They can't take it. It's absolutely hilarious. They're running to their safe spaces, still running to their safe spaces, and we're all the way on December 18th. Imagine what's going to happen when Trump is actually inaugurated. Begin the countdown. We just have around one more month to go until Trump assumes the presidency. So anyway, guys, I want to thank you for listening to us. For more information on the Caiden Cowger program, go to CaidenCowgerProgram.com. And for the latest news exposing the left, go to CowgerNation.com. Thank you, God bless, and God save this nation.